Hello everyone, it's Christine from Christine's Stamping Spot. Thanks for joining me today on our Mystery Monday video this week. I hope you all had a great weekend and a great St. Patrick's Day yesterday if you were celebrating. We had the most amazing weather yesterday. All the windows were open, the sun was shining. It was just a beautiful spring day. So really took advantage of that. It was awesome. So today we are going to take a look at the Two-Tone Flora. It's not a bundle anymore. Now this, with some dies, used to be, I believe, a bundle in our last spring, like a year ago, spring mini catalog, and they carried it over into the annual catalog, which we are very happy about. And you can find it here on page 34. So this is the stamp set, and it has some coordinating dies on 167. I'll show you those in a minute. And we're also going to use this Something Fancy. This also used to be, I believe, a bundle, and it's now separate in the catalog, but has some great greetings. So this is the one that I chose. Now, I got the idea for this card and these products from Mary Nab, who is an amazing demonstrator in Ohio. I love her work. I met her at our backstage conference, the last one we were at, and she is so lovely, just so lovely, and has wonderful ideas. So Stamp in Peace with Mary, I believe, or Stamp in Peace is her website and her Facebook page. So feel free to check her out. She's amazing. Anyways, so this is the Two-Tone Flora stamp set, and these are the dies. So you have all these different flowers that you can cut out with different images and some greenery, but this is the die that we are going to use today. This is also part of the dies, and look at how intricate this is. It is just amazing. So we are going to do a technique with this die, and some of you may have seen Mary do this, I'm not sure, but we are going to give it a go as well. So this is what we are creating today. All right. So we are going to do some sponging on this. I'm going to show you how we are going to put this all together. And there's a little twist kind of at the end, which I hope you stick around for. Okay, so the first thing I chose was a piece of basic black cardstock. You could use white, you could use whatever color you want, depending on the inks that you are going to choose to do your blending with, but I'm just going to go with black. So we're going to set that aside for a minute. Okay, and then you are going to need 2 pieces of basic white. Okay, so this is the first piece. These are cut, and I will post the measurements on the Facebook post. These are 5.5 by 4, so you're going to cut 2 of them. Now, you're going to keep one, and on the other one that you have, you are going to cut out the die. Okay, so this will fit exactly pretty close 5.5 by 4. Okay, so you're going to run this through the die cutting machine. Now, because this is so intricate, I like to go back and forth on the machine probably 4 times, if not more. And sometimes putting your die at a bit of an angle helps. It all depends on the pressure of the rollers as this goes through. Now, sometimes what I do is I run it through this way, and then I can see exactly what has cut out. If there's any that I don't think maybe grabbed quite enough, I might give it another pass through the machine. Okay, so you're going to do that. Now, another point, and Mary had a good point with this. Usually when there's such intricate dies like this, I like to use an adhesive sheet. Excuse me, frog in my throat. I like to use an adhesive sheet because it's so intricate, and it's like, where do you even put the adhesive? However, for this technique that we're going to do, I would not use the adhesive sheet because sometimes, even though it's cut, it doesn't always separate from the little pieces when you want to poke it out. Or you can use your brush. This is my old one, but there is one to attach on your take your pick tool. A lot of times we use this to release the paper from these intricate dies, but sometimes those adhesive sheets don't quite cut all the way through, even though if you peel it off, it does. So I would just use just the cardstock when you're running this through. Okay, so once you've run it through, it's going to come out like this. Is this not just so beautiful? I think this is amazing. And put it on here so you can see this. Now it's got a ton of little bits to it when it comes out, so be prepared for a little bit of a mess, but this is how it comes out. Isn't that just so gorgeous? And as gorgeous as it is, we're going to make it even prettier by adding some color to this. So for that, I have brought out an old tool that we don't carry anymore, but it's our Stamparatus, and the only reason I'm using it is because of the magnets. Because you're going to layer these on top of each other, and you don't want them to move, okay? You don't want them to shift, because then it's going to affect the layer underneath. So you don't have to use a Stamparatus. Even if you don't have it, you could use maybe some two-sided tape, anything to just kind of, or some Post-it notes, anything to just kind of secure the layers in place. But this worked out really well. And this was also Mary's little trick, so I thought I'm just going to copy Mary this week because she's so awesome. Okay, so you're just going to line this up, and then these magnets are so strong, so strong. So you're just going to tack it down, and we are going to move these around a little bit as well. Okay, so this is good, and we'll be using our hands as well a little bit. Okay, so now you have to decide, what colors do I want to color this? So for today, I chose Daffodil Delight, Calypso Coral, Fresh Freesia, and Granny Apple Green. You can certainly switch up any color, whatever you like, whatever your fancy, okay? So we are going to start with some Daffodil Delight and our blending brushes. Now I'm just using the regular size blending brushes, but you could use our mini ones. Those would actually be even better. I do have the minis, but I just started inking these up, so I'm just going to keep using them. But the minis would be really good for this as well. Okay, so part of the trick is deciding, what colors am I going to color these flowers, and where are these flowers? So just take a quick peek, and now these colors are going to kind of blend together, and that just adds to the whole look, so don't worry about that. And you can start with one and then go to another, and if it isn't quite what you want, you can go back. Okay, so let's start with... we're just gonna blend where I think these flower images are, okay? Now you're gonna go up on the border too. Don't worry about, having to not get the border colored, because it's gonna get colored regardless of how careful we are. And so you're just gonna add as little or as much color as you want, okay? So I'm gonna stop with the daffodil for a minute. I might go back. Then I'm going to go to the Calypso Coral, let's say. And you can do this in any order. There's no right or wrong. Okay, so Calypso Coral. I think I'm going to do this big one down here. I hope you can all see this on the camera. Maybe I have to move this over a tiny bit. Okay, so let's do that one. And we'll do this one up here, and maybe let's do this big one here kind of on the side. Okay, so I'm going to stop with that for a minute, and then I'm going to grab, our Fresh Freesia. Highland Heather would be nice. Like whatever color palette you like, and experiment, even if you think, oh, that'll look great, and you're not crazy about it, then try something else. It's all good. And it's fun to play with our colors. It's just awesome. Okay, so I'm trying to just sort of, mix up the color in different places, so it's all like not, freesia on one and everything, and just kind of mix it up. Okay, and just give it that. And where else do we have some flowers? Maybe down over here a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to stop with that. Do I want to go back and add any flowers? There might be one down here. Down here. So let's make that one. Maybe we'll go back to the oops. What did I just do there? Is this Calypso? Yes, I didn't want Calypso. I want a daffodil. Here we go. Try not to keep them too close to me because I will definitely get my arms and things into them. All right, so the rest kind of look like leaves for the most part. All right, so I think there's one little place here that I might have missed. I'm just gonna go up here a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to switch to Granny Apple Green and try to do some of this greenery that's in here. Now, like I said, it is going to overlap. The colors are going to overlap a bit, but that's okay. And if you are using the smaller blending brushes, it might give you a little more control of where you are, you know, able to get the color to. So. Middle a little bit, and then I want to do this end here. Oh, these magnets are so strong. I'm always worried I'm going to break them and cut myself, but this apparatus, I would love it if it would come back, but I'll have to wait and see. Okay, so does it look like I have most of it? I think that's not too bad. Not too bad. I'll just move this over a little bit. I'll just get this top edge a little bit darker up here. Okay. Now, if you wanted to go over with the other colors, you can. Like if you think, but I think we will see how this turned out. So let's try to give this a go. Let me just take another quick peek. I think it's fine. So I'm going to remove these magnets and take this off, get this out of the way. Now, look at this magic. All those nice colors, but look what's underneath. Ta-da! You are basically getting 2 cards out of 1 technique. Is that not just amazing? I just think this is so cool. And depending where you put the color, right? I think this is amazing. I think you guys should try this out because it's so much fun to play with. Okay, so now you're going to turn these into cards. So we're going to work with this piece, okay? And then I'll show you what I did with this one. I have that to the side. Okay, so this is where our black base is going to come in. And we're going to put this on top. Does that not just make them pop? That's awesome. But if you didn't want to use black, you could use any of the colors that you've used for inking as your base. I think any of them would work, or just white. You can just put it on white. Okay, so now the thing is we have to ink this up somehow. So we're just going to use our Tombow. And you don't have to be super, super fussy about it. I'm going to try to do a little bit on the edges. Now, it is sometimes a little tough to get this, you know, if it shifts in the die cutting machine, your edges may be a little bit off. Like this one doesn't have quite as much of a border on it, but I'm okay with that. Sometimes it takes a few tries to get it how you really want it to look. Okay, so I'm just going to dab some ink on some of the larger spots of cardstock, the more solid ones. Now the Tombow does dry clear, so even if it seeps a bit, you know, that's okay. You could also just take your Tombow and put it on a sponge and just sponge over it, and that would save some time too. Okay, how am I doing here? I think that's That's not too bad. I'm not too worried. As long as I've got some in all of the areas, I think it's going to hold. Tombo's pretty strong. Okay, so I'm going to peel this off of here. And take out our base, and you can decide which way do you want to put this on. Do you want it this way? Do you want it the other way? Whatever you decide. Now, the top and bottom, because we cut it at 5.5, is going to go right to the edge, but you're going to have a little black border on the sides. Okay, so that's fine. It's just because of the size of the die that we had to do that. Okay. So there, I just give it a little tap and that will dry. You could even do it this orientation if you wanted, although these ones might be kind of sideways, but whatever you like. Okay, so then let us add a greeting. Now, this greeting is the something fancy that I told you about. So this was also, I believe, in the spring mini last year, and it was a bundle with some great dies to cut these images out. Now, if you don't have this, use whatever greetings you have, right? I'm sure a lot of you have many different types of greetings for very, different occasions, but this one with the dies, Mary suggested it. So, like I said, I'm going to follow Mary this week. Okay, so I used Grateful for the Everyday Magic of You, and I just thought that kind of fits this technique, because this technique is really kind of magic to me. It really is. Okay, so I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals, and I cut it out of the Calypso Coral because I did use that color in here, but you could use a different cardstock color if you wanted, or just white, just play around with it. And I'm going to put this up a little bit over here. Okay. And then I cut out, where is it now? I did cut out a bow. Oh my gosh, I had a white bow all ready to go. Oh my goodness, did it fall down? Yes, it did. Hang on. There it is. Okay. I did a double bow out of our white baker's twine. And I'm just going to add that with a couple of glue dots. Okay. All right, so got it on my finger instead. Nice. Okay, so let's just put that down here. I might just pull this. Okay, I think that's fine. Why do we always struggle with bows? At least I do. I don't know what's going on. Don't have the knack for them, I guess, but that'll do. Okay. And then I thought, okay, let's add just a bit of bling. So I'm going to add a couple of these iridescent pearls, basic jewels. These are also still in our annual catalog, which, by the way, is going to end the end of April. So we should be having a retirement list come out soon. So if there's anything in there that you really, really want, yeah, you'll have to get it before it's gone for sure. Okay, how come these little ones here? Come on. Okay, yeah, these are in 2 different sizes, so these little ones are really little. Probably might take your pick tool with the putty, would have picked them up better, like so. All right, so there is that card. Okay, now I didn't want to fuss too much with the greeting and everything because we have so much going on, and I didn't want to cover up all that beautiful detail there in those dies and with our colors. So that one, now we still had this one, right? So you can make another card, and this is what I came up with for that one. So it's got the bottom portion, and then I just cut out with those something fancy dies, added a happy birthday and some more of the twine and pearls, and there you go. 2 cards with 1 technique. Brilliant. So I hope you really have fun with that technique. Give it a try. Let me know how you like it, and show me some samples of some of the different colors you've done if you have this particular die. So I hope you enjoyed that this week, and we will see you again next time. Bye for now.